Want to give a special shout out to Hummin Sportswear. They did I had an idea for, I just had a little idea for our team uniform, Tito Titans.
Black and gold.
The black and gold, and they brought it to life for me with good quality, as you can see, well stitched or whatever. But if you're on Instagram, look up Hummin Sportswear, and they get you together in a decent, fashionable time with great quality.
Yeah, that turnaround time was quick, man. I mean, this man got the whole team that gear in what, a day?
Yeah, it was like 2-3 days, but it was great though,
Shout out him, man. Man, next we want to talk about. We back with Jeffery Hudson Jr. Man, this is the thing. You went 5-0 with 5 knockouts in the early rounds, very dominant performances. You could have kept that up and going, but instead you chose to fight a 17-time national champion from Washington, D.C., which we know is real rich in boxing. You chose to fight LeVay Lawrence for your 6th fight.
And he was real long and rangy.
He was long and rangy.
Most fighters would have stayed away from him.
This dude was 6'1". This dude was a southpaw. You with RSB boxing. They want to push you to the limit. Why did you take that fight? And how was that fight going in and coming out of that?
What made you say yes to the contract?
Well, I say yes to the contract because we want only real fights. We real fighters. At Team Cartel Boxing, we real fighters. We modern day, like back in the day fighters. We don't want to keep picking and nitpicking. We want to keep going up in the ranks, and we want to go get those belts. We got kids to feed, mouths to put food in. So you know what I mean? Put food in the mouth. So with that being said, bro, we just want the tough fights that's going to get us ready for the championship fights. We want to be battle tested. We don't want to be 10-0, 15-0, 20-0 and not
20 and ho, 10 and ho,
yeah,
20 and ho.
We not doing that. That's just not our way of thinking. And not only that, I believe in my skills, I believe in my abilities, and I believe in my coaching staff, and I believe in everything we doing.
So talk me into going into that fight, seeing it on paper, and actually seeing the reach range, the difference in reach, the height. What was it like going into that fight, and how did you execute your plan? This is the first time we seen you go the distance. What was that fight like for you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The fight was difficult. It was difficult.
You put on a dominant performance for sure.
Yeah, I put on a dominant performance, but it was definitely difficult the first 2 rounds.
What made it difficult, Sean?
I had to adjust. I had to calm down, and I had to be a real professional that night. What made it difficult was he was very long, like you said, real tall. He had a nice jab. He could move. He was a pretty decent boxer. But what started helping the game plan, I just started listening to my coaches and just started doing everything we practice on in camp. But I just started using my best attributes and just using,
I saw that fight. I was watching that, and I saw a gear that you kicked in the first 2 rounds. And if I'm being honest, you my brother. I'm gonna give you the real. The first 2 rounds, I feel like it was kind of challenging for you.
Yeah.
What happened in the corner between the 2nd round and the 3rd round? Because from round 3 all the way up into round 6, and this was a 6th rounder, I may add, that you did jump up to. Mm-hmm. But from going into round 3 all the way up until round 6, what was the difference? Well, I saw you step on the gas, you start biting down, and hitting this guy with big shots. What was the instructions given to you, and what was your game plan after round 2?
The instructions pretty much was really what our game plan was. I ain't gonna really put too much of that for the internet, but
yeah.
Like my coach told me, you're going to let him take food out your kids' mouths. You're going to let him come here and take everything that you work for. You're going to let him just all the miles, all the sparring, all the cutting weight, all the sacrifices you made leading up to this point, all the Thanksgivings, all the Christmases, everything.
He gave you a life talk.
Everything you done worked up to this point, you're going to let him come in here and take this shit from you. You're going to let him take this shit from you in front of your kids, in front of your mama, your daddy, your fans. Everybody that's supporting you, you're gonna let him just come in here and just rip this shit away from you. Right?
Man, I watched that fight with my girlfriend, and females don't know much about boxing, but what they do know is who winning and who losing. When I watched that, I watched that from the 3rd round, beginning of the 3rd round, all the way to the 6th. I thought you was gonna knock bro out. You get what I'm saying? The punches you start coming on, the way your defense was, you put a high guard on and you start pressing him, and you were throwing your hooks and your overhands and was landing them. And I really thought if it would have went 8 rounds, I thought you would have knocked bro out.
To be completely honest with you, I should have got him out of there in the 5th, but my problem was I was getting excited. Like I want to say, like, back in the 3rd round, I knocked his mouthpiece out. In the 4th, stunned him. In the 5th, I buckled his legs.
Talk your shit,
so
champ.
like, and then in the 6th round, he had the Google eyes. So it just I was getting too excited. Like, my problem was
You wanted that knockout.
Yeah, not only that, when I was getting my shots off, on the ropes and things like that, I was smothering myself a little bit too much because I was just too damn excited. Like, the shots I was hitting him with was just snapping his head back. It just was the way his body language was reacting to the punches. It kind of made me get too excited.
I'll counterpunch and say this, champ. I'm gonna say you put on a masterful performance, right? I'll say this. Maybe the boxing gods wanted you to get a couple boxing rounds under your belt because you was getting them out the way so fast.
I can believe it.
The boxing gods said, you know what, Hudson? We know. Listen, Shark. You biting their whole body off.
Yeah.
This one, just bite his ankle off and let him swim a little bit, and let's see if you could go ahead and devour him. And you did that, champ. You did that.
Thanks,
I'm gonna go back to round 1 and 2. I know Jeffery Hudson very well when he was over at the Titans. So I know, how I done worked with him before. And I know, like we said, he out-trained damn near any athlete you put in front of him.
Anyone.
The first 2 rounds from my boxing IQ, y'all was playing chess a little bit. You had a awkward, weird opponent in front of you that was long. And I worked with this man before. So I can kind of know what he going through a little bit. And once he figured him out, and then he started listening to his coaches, I believe you start making it a rough fight for him. You stopped boxing so much with him because y'all was boxing and playing chess, and he was. I'm not going to even say he was getting the edge over you on that, but it was just making it too damn close. And that's when I think that's when his mentality kicked in, that street mentality.
Go back to
you got me fucked up.
Yeah,
I done seen him get like that before. You got me fucked up. So that 3rd round that y'all seen, that's when that kicked in. Like when his coach said what he said, that's when you could tell the energy came out. You got me fucked up, and then you started making the fight rough. You start roughing him up. You stopped fighting so sharp and pretty. You weren't trying to be pretty, but you was just boxing and y'all was playing chess. So you had another gear to kick it into. You stopped boxing with him and you showing him, nigga, I can make it rough too. So when he made it rough, when you in a rough fight, it wears the opponent down or wear you down. You built for this. And I know for sure 100% you out-trained your opponent in camp. And that's what made the difference.
And I'm a counter off basically what you saying. It's funny because in the 5th and the 6th round, you could see me sitting on the stool, breathing exactly how I'm breathing right now, talking to some guy.
This motherfucker could fight 15 rounds.
And then the other guy over there, hunched
come on,
over.
man! I know my stuff. Look,
hunched over.
I know
they trying to pull his cup to give him
come
air
on,
and shit.
So I'm on point with that. I know, bro, man. For y'all that don't know, when he was over at the Titans, he was locking in with me too. That's my bro, man.
Definitely.
I know how he get. I can sit back here. I ain't even got to tell you nothing, bro. I never used to have to tell you nothing. He used to just go to work and he'd come to me and we'd work on a few things.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew he was gonna warm up and had that extra gear to break bro down later in the fight. And it shows that his conditioning was more superior than homie. What, he's from DC?
Yeah, and just
it's cold down there.
Yeah,
that's a fighting town.
It is, but nobody can. He got a Mamba mentality when it come to training, bro.
And to kind of like counter off what he said before we get off this subject. It's funny because the whole camp, that's how you know this guy knows boxing stuff. This whole camp, my coach Rob, he like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff. I'm not a yes man. I'm gonna tell you how it is and the way and how I see it.
Rob never been a yes man.
The first 2 rounds, Jeff, you're gonna be in a fucking dog fight. The first 2 rounds, we might just be down the first 2 rounds. And I'm gonna tell you this now, Jeff. I'm telling you this now, so if we do get into this situation, you don't panic. You stay composed.
Like a professional.
And you still know how to listen and stick to the game plan. Because after that 2nd round, you going to run him hot. He going to die. He going to drop off. He going to be hot the first round. He going to drop off because the pressure you going to get him, a lot of guys can't keep up with it. They ain't training for it. Just like if you in the ring, if you in in the gym, if you training, you hitting the back hard, and you try to do it in the fight, it might work. But if you in the ring and in the gym hitting the back, pop, and then try to
fight really is.
Yeah, and then try to translate fighting like that in the fight, it ain't gonna work for you.
That ain't how to fight it. A motherfucker's trying to take your head off and kill you in these fights.
Yeah.
If you train as if that, then you'll be ready for it. If you train it like you just punch into something that ain't punching you back, and you go get
Yeah.
So yeah, man, no, he was very prepared. I remember this. I like to add this. I called myself. My name Marley. I'm a former boxer. I'm not like a lot of these podcasts. I used to box. I had a boxing background. I called myself trying to go run with this man. And we ran, right? And we had I think a 3-mile radius, 3.5-mile radius. And when I was halfway through with mine, he was in the car calling my phone. And I picked up. And I said, shit. Man, I don't know if you want to pick me up or if you want to go, but man, it was good working out with you, man. And that's the shark right there, man. You got to learn how to swim. You want to get in there with him, man.
No doubt.